So welcome back YouTube. Today's video is going to be about how to play that super high ball flight or that super low ball flight, almost that Tiger Woods stinger. So if you want to find out how to do it, then make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video. Right, so if you haven't already done so guys, please subscribe to the channel and comment on this video for your chance of winning a brand new TaylorMade Sim 2 driver or Ping G425 driver. So all you have to do, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel for your chance to win. So let's talk through today how you can play that super high ball flight or that super low ball flight. So the first thing that we need to think about when playing super high or super low shots is where's that ball going to be positioned. Whether it's windy outside, whether you want to keep that ball a little lower, whether you want to hit it nice and high so it lands super soft on the green, we can do this just by determining which way the ball is set up in our stance. So let's say, for example, I was to put the ball a little bit further back towards my right foot when I was about to play the shot. What this would actually do is it would change the loft of the golf club. Instead of it being in the middle and the loft actually being a little bit more, we are going to move it a little bit further back. That's going to keep the ball flight a lot lower and a lot more penetrating. You'll see Tiger Woods playing this shot as well a lot. It'll keep it really low to the ground and it'll look really cool, especially if you're playing with something like a 3-iron, because what that'll do is it'll keep the loft super low and it'll just shoot off really low along the ground. So to do that, I'm going to use today a 7-iron, so I'm going to use a 7-iron today and just talk you through how you can actually alter the loft. So all I'm going to do, put that ball right the way further back in the stance. I'm also going to put all my pressure and weight onto my left leg, so onto my lead leg. What that's going to do is cause me to hit down on the ball a little bit more. It's going to come out really penetrating and really low. I'm going to try and keep my hands in front of the ball at impact, which again is just going to really compress that ball and keep it as low as possible. So what I'm going to take into consideration is the launch angle. So I'm going to play a shot now and just have a little look at what the launch is, and then we'll compare it to when I want to play a super high shot and get the ball stopping on the green. So right, here goes then. First shot of the day, let's bang that ball right the way back towards my right foot. I'm going to get all that weight forwards, and again from here, I'm really going to try and hold that club face and try and make sure I don't release the club in any shape or form. So let's give it a go and see if I can keep it super low. I mean, that was struck really nicely. Ball's carried 159 in terms of the total distance. It hasn't gone as long, all right. However, what we're looking for is, did it stay lower to the ground? So on that one, my launch angle was 14.2 degrees. So quite a low launch. I'm also going to look at the peak height of that shot as well. And what we'll do is we'll compare it to see which one travels higher and how it really affects the ball flight. So obviously, let's just hit a couple more of those. Let's just hit 5 in total. Again, ball right the way back, weight forwards, trying to keep that hands in front of the ball at impact. Alright, let's give it a go again. Again, nice and low. Let's hit another 3 more. Again, every time, banging that ball in line with the right foot, weight forwards onto the left leg, really holding my hands off in front. So again there. Again, nice strike on it. It's got even longer, but again, really low in terms of the flight. Let's do 2 more. Again, this will be a good way we can sort of compare the 2 numbers and really show you the difference in terms of the height. Again, last couple. Great little flight on these. These will be brilliant, especially if it's super windy outside, or you just want to play a shot that stays a little bit lower to the ground. You want to be in control of it a touch more, or it's just one of those ones that you want to keep it underneath something, maybe a tree that's down the fairway. And again, if you wanted lower launch, you could actually swap the club in a little bit longer distance. I could swap something like a 5-iron and again play it that little bit further back and just cause that ball to come out even lower. But again, I'm just demonstrating with the 7-iron for today's purposes. And I'll do one last one. So what we're going to do now is hit 5 more shots. However, I've changed the flight of the ball to be blue so we can compare back towards the end. So because we're looking for that super high shot now, what I'm going to do is completely switch it up from the last shots that we did. So we're going to do the opposite of what we did before. So instead of the ball being back in the stance, we're actually going to push it a lot further forward. That's going to increase something called the static loft. You might have heard this before, you might not have done. This is just the loft that we've got on the address position when you set up to the golf ball. So you'll notice here how the club face is actually pointing higher towards the sky, whereas further back we've got a lot less loft on the golf club. So ball position's got to be further forward. I'm also going to put my weight slightly on the right side now, so I'm actually going to be hitting up on the ball a little bit more, and again this is going to cause us to have higher ball flights. So we're going to give it a go and see how I get on. Obviously with this one, I'm also going to try and release the club a little bit earlier, opposed to really holding it off. So we're going to give it a go, see if we can have a higher ball flight this time. Super high. How high can I go? We're going to give it a little go. 5 shots. These should be completely different to the last 5. I mean, I've thinned that one and it's still gone a lot higher than the previous. But again, 4 more. And then we'll compare the data back and just have a little look and see how much difference it is just by changing the setup position, just to give ourselves the best ball flight that we want to achieve. Again, a lot higher this time, way higher. I actually struck that one properly, not like the first one. And again, we're going to do 3 more. All right, 3 more. Distances are all really similar. You probably notice that the carry distances on these ones are very similar to the total distance, so there's a lot less release on the ball. It's actually sitting down a lot quicker. So right, let's do 3 more. Again, you can probably see on the camera how much difference the ball flight is actually affecting it. And again, 2 more for me, but really notice as well how high that ball's actually travelling in the air. So again, launch angle there is about 23 degrees. But we're going to look at all those in a little bit just to show you the difference. And again, 2 more. Again, nice high ball flight. Sitting down nice and softly. Really good as well. If you haven't got much green to work with and you need to access that tuck tight pin, but you want it to land high and sit down nice and quickly. Right, last one then. What was that last one? Launch was 23.9. Right, last one. And again, super high ball flight, landing nice and softly. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring up the numbers and just compare back the difference between the two to show you how it really does affect the flight of the ball. So what I've done now is just bring up all of the stats. All of the top shots, the ones in yellow, are the ones that we tried to keep super low to the ground through ball position back, weight forwards, holding on as long as possible through the impact area. Alright, so let's look at the launch angle to start off with. On average, my launch angle when I was trying to keep it low was 13.6. When I tried to hit it higher, that was launch angle 23.1. So big change in terms of the launch angle there. And again, all I've done is set up slightly differently to achieve those ball flights. So if you hit a super low ball flight all the time and you're probably wondering why, well, if you do want it slightly higher, I would definitely recommend trying these out and varying it around to really suit what you need to see. So as well, what I want to show you is the peak height. So the peak height when I was trying to keep it lower was on average 21 yards high. So again, that is 21 yards up in the air. That's as high as it possibly went. Whereas opposed to when I was trying to hit it really high, my peak height was 37 yards high, so a lot higher. And all I've done is change that address position. So it's super simple, super easy how you can play that Tiger Woods little stinger one or that super high ball flight that sits down nice and softly. So nice simple tips, nice simple little drills that you can do there as well. Just get that ball forward, move it back, vary it around to see and play different shots when you're on the course. I know Tiger Woods, for example, liked to play 1 low, 1 medium, 1 high shot, whether he did that with a draw or a fade or a straight shot. So he did like almost 9 shots in total, and he varied it around. He didn't just play 1 shot all the time. He liked to try and move his ball different ways so he could really get an understanding of how to play these different types of shots. So hopefully guys you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please leave it a like and drop me a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching the video guys, I really appreciate it, and make sure you stay tuned for more videos coming out every Friday night at 7 PM, and I'll see you all again next week.